Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. There's another slight mistake on the flyer. It says round 7, it's not, it's round 6. We are live from Watkins Glen tonight for round 6 of the P1RC Toyota MultiClass League. We've got GR3s and GR1s on circuit at the same time in Pro and Am class. They are teamed up in pairs, so it's a Pro-Am team. You'll see the different liveries as we go through tonight. So it's a 10-minute qualifier, which will get underway about 5 past. And then we've got a full 50-minute enduro race here at Watkins Glen. They do have to use a set of mediums at some point throughout the night. Dylan's drunk, apparently, in the chat. I don't know why. We'll see what happens. But yes, they have to use a set of mediums at some point throughout the night. Hopefully the weather stays clean enough, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's have a look at points so far. Leading the Pro category is Mocking Weeks with 101 points. We've got Manny in second. Let me just check that my microphone's on. Yes, it is. I've got Manny in second with 69 points. Nipping at his heels is Pilgrim with 68 points. Again, nipping at his heels is Apache in fourth with 67 points. Just 2 points behind him is fifth place P1 Dylan. We've got P1 Skippy in 6th with 58 points and Obi-Wan in 7th with 52 points. That is your Pro category. The Am category, Ice Chand is leading the way in the GR3s. 87 points on board for him then. Dazzler second with 78 points. Tyre Slayer in third with 73 points. Got Captain Pugwash in fourth with 69 points. Wrecking Ball Racing on 59 points for fifth. Campo in sixth with 56 points. And Nick Vic 007 in seventh with 48 points. And in terms of your team points then, so the Twonks, which is Mocking Weeks and Wrecking Ball Racing, or Ricky J, as you might see him on circuit tonight, 160 points on board for them. The two Mungeteers then, which is Apache and Dazzler, they've got 145 points alongside actually Pilgrim Designs, Skippy and Chan. They've both got 145 points. Dead Bull Racing, which is Pilgrim and Tie Slayer, 141 points. We've got Pikey Pasties, I nearly call it Pikey Plastics then. 125 points on board then for Manny and Campo. Sith Happens with Obi and Pugwash with 121 points on board for 6th. And Team Dark Smoker, Dylan and Nick rolling around at the back with 113 points in 7th. I did think we had Dylan missing for a week or two, I believe. So Dazzler's left the room. Dazzler's joined the room. Interesting. So let's get ourselves into this lobby quickly. T-shirts and stickers still available, people. Hardly any T-shirts, but plenty of stickers. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of that. Right. Let's get ourselves in. Let's turn the sound on. Just let me know if you're listening, whether the sound's coming through okay. I was playing with settings the other day, just because I had music playing on my ears whilst I was trying to do some Grand Theft Autoing. You know how it is. So, who have we got in the room then? Dylan, we've got Obi, Nick Vic, Apache, Manny, Tyre Slayer, Ice Chand, Mockin, Dazzler, Captain Pugwash, Skippy, Ricky J, Pilgrim and Campo. Full lobby tonight then. All 14 drivers on track. It's good to see 7 full teams then. Just need to turn that down. The drum and bass was obviously too good the other day, because this was just deafening me. So find another driver then quickly, and we'll see if we can do a lap just before this qualifying starts. away from the start-finish line. Shame. Who's next? Who's next coming up towards that? Oh, we're not even going to see it. Qualifying's going to start then. So some drivers opt in for mediums in the qualifying session. Well, they have so far anyway. They might come in and change those. Some drivers leaving the pit stand. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit dark tonight, people. My light bulb blew. Literally, I turned it on, it just went pop, and I thought I'm not faffing with that now, so I didn't. And here we are in the dark. Okay, Pilgrim giving Tyre Slayer a bit of grief here on this outlap. Deadball teammates, just helping his buddy around this opening lap then. So a little bit difficult then, Watkins Glen over there in the United States. There's Ricky J in the only Supra on circuit tonight. He's decided to opt for the different class of car. It's the same class, just different make. Everybody else has went for the GT86. A lot of off-camber turns here at Watkins. GR1 boys then feeling their way past the GR3s. Again, they're going to be so much quicker, a lot more power, a lot more downforce, be able to brake a lot later, all that sort of stuff. We'll stick with Pilgrim. Watch Manny drive himself off track in front. Look, we'll go for a lap now then. So start, finish straight, cross the line, just over this little brow of the hill, hard on the brakes through this 90-degree right, a little bit of a kink just on there, a little bit of a dip just on the apex there, just going to take your time a little bit, up the hill then, almost 90 as you run up the hill through the S's. Bit of a straight, got the bus stop in tonight, which can catch a lot of drivers out, see how the GR1s get on through here. 128, 129 miles an hour, not too bad. Through the long right, Mackie managing to find himself a penalty through there. Through the 90-degree left-hand elbow then, a little bit of a straight, punching up this hairpin up the hill. Again, just some little tricky off-camber moments that just sitting around waiting for this, waiting to catch these drivers out. To the right-hand elbow. So from Obi, going a little bit wide through there. Through the left-hand elbow, a couple of almost 90-degree turns coming up, one left, one right, and we're back onto that start-finish straight. Not quite 90 degrees for this one. Damn it for that one. Oof. That's not what you want on your outlaps, but looks like everybody's ditching the soft tyres. Obi, Pilgrim's going for a swap as well. Oh. Oh. Are we having issues, or has Pilgrim just hit far too many keys? Oh, still open. Look, it was me that was kicked out. It was just me. Everybody else stayed on track. I thought the whole lobby had been kicked. Nope. Come on then. I think Mockin's hosting, isn't he? Yeah, Mockin's hosting, so it wouldn't have been Pilgrim's fault. Oh, don't know if it'll let me in. Everything else still connected? I've not got connections. Have I issues? Let's have a look. Don't know. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's happening. I've kind of got internet. Yes, Duco. Evening, brother. No connection to the session has timed out. What's going on, Chris? Is it just me that's kicked out? Or is everybody kicked out? Evening, Dukes. Come on, let me in. Yeah, sorry, it's dark. Light bulb broke. It blew just as I was coming in here. Oh, it's not letting me in. It's not letting me in. Is it my day to do a restart? That's definitely not letting me in. It's taking far too long. Let's throw some up in the chat quickly, see if it's just me. Yeah, no, session timed out. All right, you swine. Just kill it. We'll come back. I might have to do a full power off as well. Let me do that just in case. Come on, please. Oh, okay. Everyone's having server issues. All right. It's not just me then. That's twice I've just tried getting in and it said no. Come on. Get me in. Long. It's amazing how long things take when you're waiting for them, and you know, in situations like this, when I was just turning it all on to start streaming, bothered. Take as long as it wants, can't it? Because I know I've got time. But now, I've got to press buttons rapido. I see if he finds any lobbies now. So I'm currently lit up by the power of YouTube at the minute. That's kind of where all my light's coming from. Okay, I've got a bit off my TV and a bit off this screen that I'm looking at, but this is all in dark mode. This one's not. I don't want that one not in dark mode, otherwise I'm going to be blind. Well. No C lobby. Got 2 lobbies of MRL open tonight. Be a few boys in there, I know, I'm sure. Just keep having a flick. It's not looking good for me tonight, boys. I don't know how everyone else is getting on, but no lobby. Just chuck it in the chat again. What have you done, PlayStation? You know what it might be? Pilgrim's about to open one. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if we can find a Pilgrim MultiClass. Found it. I was going to say, you know what it could be? It could be Dylan and his cheat codes. He's already been in the first lobby before we all got booted out. His first comment was, "Dark Smoker, I'm drunk as hell," or something like that. Which means he's been in contact with Yamaguchi Kawasaki, or whatever his name is, that runs PlayStation, Sony, Gran Turismo, and got the "I'm drunk but still make me quick" cheat. Because he is. Right. 12 out of 16. Need to see that full lobby again, really. Hopefully everybody can see the lobby now. Let's just put that in the chat as well, so everyone else knows it's open and findable. Looks like I'm going to have to restart a qualifying session then. Two more drivers. Again, as if they can all see it with the lobby issues that have happened in the past. It can be ridiculous. Might have been the old game. I can't remember. Don't think it was this one, but the old game. Even the lobbies in those were a bit tricky. There was one I commentated over, and let's say looking at the screen where Dylan is at the top, Dylan was leading. As far as I could tell on my screen, Dylan was leading. Right? No, it said first. He was the first car on track. But there was another guy whose car had got stuck in the pits on my screen. But no, he was out front. But no. Didn't see a sign of him. He was stuck in the pits for the whole race. Okay, Dylan's joined. Wrecking Ball Racing has joined. One more. Who are we missing? Campo's in. Nick Vic, Apache. Markin Dazzler. Ricky J. Ice Chan, no, he's in. Who are we missing? Dazzler? No, Dazzler's in. Who are we missing? Oh, not going to find out. We're going to crack on with another qualifying session then. Change it up. Okay, so we know what the circuit looks like already. Be intrigued to know what tyres people are on for qualifying and the start of the race. What have we got? Nick Vic. Let's start from the top. Again, they're all slightly out of order in terms of GR1. That's not the line, Obi-Wan, is it? That's not the line at all. I've seen that line today a few times. Do call, back me up. So Pilgrim, the first man out on track. Who's that stuck over the other side of the circuit? Dylan? So drunk he can't put a lap in. Okay, we'll try this one again then. Hopefully we don't get lobby issues. You're not racing yet, boys. It's still out laps, gentlemen. Just coming up to start. Hot laps now, though. Man, he looks like he's coming in the pits. Taking those mediums off, sticking on a set of soft tyres. I would assume. fresh day mediums? Has he gone for a fresh set of mediums? What's that? What's that all about? Oh no, he has gone to softs. He has gone to softs. Okay. Into this fast, super quick bus stop through there then. Again, the GR1's plenty of downforce pushing them into those curves. The GR3's not so lucky in terms of downforce, so they might get a bit of a bobble over those curves. We'll check that out throughout the race. Can just loosen the rear ends of the cars and absolutely send them spinning into the wall. Is that a new livery? We've seen this before, Sweaty Betty. Livery's looking good on the cars, have done all season. These are the GR3s, the Toyota GT86s, but obviously a bit more aero than standard. Pasties there, look. Coalition of Irish and British. Oh. Sith happens. Nice. Black to red. And the Finding Nemo livery of Ricky J. Don't read the naughtiness on his car. Fishing related. Alright, children. Nick Vick driving for Team Dark Smoker. Need to get some wins in these like he did in the Corollas, my friend. Little penalty on board for tyre slayer now. Oh, Ricky J pulled over. Haven't we seen livery wise? Pikey pasties we've seen, not the GT1s though, GR1s. Same thing, but just slapped across a different car. Dylan is racing now. He's put down the alcohol. So it is currently Pilgrim on that top spot, 132.6, but he looks like he's coming in. Going to change those soft tyres. In second currently, 132.7. Mocking in third, he's got a 132.9. Let's see what he's got on this lap. Oh, he's running slow on this one. Crossing the line there then. Nice Chand in fourth currently in the GT3s. Can't see that time standing for long. No, there you go. A couple of the GT1s coming across the line, pushing him straight down to sixth. Is that all? That's not all the GT1s across the line, but qualifying over. In its final lap then, drivers have crossed the line. It's a 5-minute qualifier then due to the lobby delay. So Pilgrim on pole currently, Apache second, but still out on track pressing. Watkins Weeks done and dusted. Manny done and dusted. Obi done and dusted. Dylan done and dusted, so it's just Apache really to press on the GT1s. He might be able to take that pole off with a good lap. Nice Chand leaving the way in the GT3s. Nick Vick almost found himself with a 1 second penalty at the end of qualifying there. So would you have been on pole maybe without that? To get in the chat and let me know, but second in the GT3s, third place for Tyre Slayer, fourth for Captain Pugwash, fifth for Ricky J, Campo in sixth in the GT3s, and seventh is Dazzler in the GT3s. It's this man on pole. Apache wasn't able to go quicker then. 132 he stays at, so it is Pilgrim on pole for round 6 tonight. Can they all get round turn 1? Very tight, just over 90-degree corner. It might be tricky. They might all be trying to get through there all at the same time. Might end up with absolute chaos. It might end up with GT3s leading this race if they all get it wrong. So probably going to have a couple of minutes break in between. Oh, people are still out on track then. All the damage on Pilgrim's car. Yeah, there'll be a couple of minutes break between qualifying and the race, I can imagine. Pilgrim sending everyone. Have that, he's saying, I'm on pole, not you. Dazzler, you can have one as well. There it is. Qualifying done then. Pilgrim on that top spot then. 1:32.6 on the clock for him. Apache in second. Mocking Weeks in third. Manny fourth. Obi in fifth. Dylan in sixth. So it was one of the GR1 driver that's missing. Who? That's freaking me out. Okay, it's Ice Chand in the GT3s then, leading the way 7th. Nick Vick in 8th. Tyre Slayer 9th. Captain Pugwash in 10th. Ricky J in 11th. Campo 12th. And Dazzler 13th. Who are we missing? Who are we missing? It's pros, isn't it? It is. Apache's in the room, Dylan. It's Skippy. It's the Skipster. He's not in. Pilgrim's a little bit excited about getting pole. Let's hope he can control his emotions into turn 1. Might get a bit slippy on turn 1 if he can't. So race is going to start at 21:29 then, so a minute to go. Again, 50 minutes here, 50 minutes, 50 minutes here at Watkins Glen. A little bit delayed. We all got booted out of a lobby earlier and then couldn't find the new one, so it took us a while to get this one underway. We've had a little bit of a short qualifying as well to try and make up for it, but it's still pretty much going to be half past before the race kicks off. Oh, got tired today. Got made to get up early. Didn't like that. Don't like that. Manny already apologising in the chat. That tells me he's going to forget to press his brake into turn 1. That's what I think is going to happen. Someone's going to get that one all wrong. Okay. 50 minutes coming up here then at Watkins. When it lets me in. Here we go then. 50 minutes here at Watkins Glen. The pros out the front in the GR1s. The AMs in the back with the GT3s or the GR3s. Pilgrim on pole for round 6. Lights go on then. We wait for them to drop. We are underway for... Oh, look at the start from Dylan. Underway for round 6. Good couple of drivers. Peeling out. Great start from Dylan. Oof, Pilgrim gets a little push wide through turn 1. Holds on to it though. Second then, Mocking in third, Dylan already up to 4th. As drunk as he might have been. Doesn't look so bad now. Medium tyres on board for a lot of these drivers as well. Early on, they're going to get these done and dusted and out of the way. So the 6 GR1s peel up away wide there for Dylan. From the GR3s, here they come then. Ice Chan leading the way. Nick Vick right under his rear wing. Those two have pulled a great big gap from Dazzler, who's under pressure from Ricky J there. Captain Pugwash tucks right under his rear wing as well for 11th. A little bit of a gap then back to Tyre Slayer and Campo then, 12th and 13th. Okay, all opens out up front. Pilgrim still leads. Mockin has got his way through to second position. Apache's dropped back into third. Obi's got his way past Dylan again. He's back up into fourth. Dylan fifth. Look at the speed they're carrying through there. Got to be careful. I'm not sure how the penalties are set up tonight, but you're going to have to be careful. There is a couple of being dropped then. Obi's managed to find himself with half a second. And Dylan also with half a second. These two battling it out on Thursday night for penalties as well. Obi ended up with a 3-second penalty for some super duper cheating, and Dylan ended up with a full 6 seconds for some super duper super trooper cheating. We don't even know what he did. He just cheated massively. Manny keeping himself bolted onto the back end of that fight. Through the bus stop they go. Look at the gap that's opened up in the GT3s as well. Nice Chan now then, 1.8 seconds up the road. Nick Vick, no slipstream for him coming down these little straights. Little mistake cost him a bit of time. Dazzler trying to close him down, 2.9 seconds back at the moment. Ricky J up into 10th. Captain Pugwash in 11th. Tyre Slayer in 12th. Campo 13th. Reasonably close then, the two separate packs. But little gaps are developing. Mockin has closed the gap on Pilgrim here. Is everybody on the medium tyre for stint 1? First, second, third. Fourth is, yes, fifth. 6 Manny, so that's all the GR1s. Mediums on for Ice Chand. Nick Vick on the mediums. Hards on for Dazzler. Did this last week as well, I think. See that right? I'm sure he put hards on last week as well. See how he gets on with those. They will run an awful long time, but they won't be very grippy. Ricky J has gone for the mediums. Captain Pugwash is on a set of hards as well, actually. Mediums on for Tyre Slayer. And Campo set of mediums. So nobody opting for the softs straight away. His own at the minute. Mockin piling the pressure on, not able to close the gap down. Apache's made a little bit of a break from the two drivers behind. They have had penalties to get rid of, so that's just allowed him to open that gap out. Oh, Dylan's found himself with another half a second penalty on this lap. Losing that any second now then as he comes up to the 2 yellow markers. Gap opens up a little bit more between 4th and 5th. Manny gets a good run on Dylan then down towards this 90 right. Just 0.9 of a second back, getting a bit of a toe on these short straights then now, Manny. Look at this, Ice Chand has made an absolute break for it in the GT3s. 2.7 seconds up the road from Nick Vick. He's keeping himself out of that danger zone from Dazzler. Again, Dazzler's on that hard tyre, so he is opening the gap up between himself and Dazzler behind. Dazzler is managing to keep his own between him and everybody else behind. They're on the mediums and hards, a mix of tyres, but not able to close that gap up on Dazzler, even on that hard tyre. Captain Pugwash falls to the back then. He has opted for that hard tyre for this first stint. Costing him a little bit of time. Top 2 then. Still battling it out, just over half a second between them. Apache trying to close that gap back up on these two. is Obi. A bit further back now, 1.4 seconds off the back end of Apache. He's almost into the slipstream range of Mocking Weeks here. Not quite, a couple of tenths to maybe catch up. So Obi and Dylan in 4th and 5th have found a couple of penalties. Let's drop them back. Oh, a little twitch on there for Dylan, and he's not been able to make much headway really. He has closed the gap to less than a second. Oh, Dylan. Got a swap on coming out of that corner. Did well to hold on to it. Did I just hear tyres going sideways? No, that's all 6 of the GR1s then across the line. Chand stomping out front in the GT3s, 2.7 seconds over closest rival Nick Vick. Again, he's still got 3.7 seconds between himself and hard tyre user Dazzler. Positions change behind though. Tyre Slayer's got himself into 10th ahead of Ricky J. Campo trying to close that gap up as well. Unfortunately, Captain Pugwash falling off the back of those three. Those hard tyres doing him no favours at the minute. 5 seconds down in 13th. Look at these two, still bumper to bumper. And now, oh, I was going to say now with an Apache, but Apache's just found himself, well, it was half a second back, and he's got a penalty to lose now. It's going to put him about a second and a half back by the time he gets up to full race pace behind the two drivers in front. About 0.6, 0.7 he's lost. Penalties are getting better depending on which circuit you're at. Dylan deep on the exit of that turn there. He smashed into the wall a little bit. Got away without any damage, luckily. Keeping themselves nice and tight on circuit though, the GT1s. Just 4.85 seconds between the top 6. Bigger in the GT3s. Ice Chan then pulls a bit more time over Nick Vick. He's got 4.5 seconds out front. That front left looking a little bit beaten up though on the front of his car. Look at Nick Vick's tyres. Looking really good, but Dazzler has had an absolute stomper, has he? Or has it been another mistake from Nick Vick? No, he's put in a quick lap as well, 1:47.4, so unless he's just got it wrong at the start of this lap, which has allowed Dazzler to close up, we'll soon find out when he comes across the line. He did have about 3.5 seconds to Dazzler, that's dropped to a second. Different tyre strategies on though. Medium tyre on for Nick Vick, Dazzler on that hard. I was just going to start mentioning the difference between Ice Chan's medium tyres here, that front left absolutely broken, half worn on the front right, and then we flick to Nick Vick behind, also on that medium tyre. They're not even touching the half worn mark. Okay, he has lost a bit of time to Ice Chan, but could just be trying to stretch those tyres out a little bit, maybe save himself a pit stop somewhere. It has allowed Dazzler to close him up, but he should be able to pull back away. Those slightly grippier tyres, we'll come back and check. Slayer makes a little bit of an opening then between himself and Ricky J. Out of the slipstream range for Ricky J. 0.2 seconds back. Being harassed by Campo. Looking for a way past, but nice tight line there for Ricky J. Onto the marbles for Campo. Putting his car in the defensive positions here, Ricky J. It's a corner, it's a little bit of a straight to a corner, it's all pretty quick, but he goes for the move up the inside. Can he carry the speed and power around the outside? Oh, Ricky J gets a good stomp on the throttle through the exit of that turn and holds on to that 11th. Campo's got to try again somewhere. awful lot of curb there, Ricky J. But yeah, tricky place to overtake, really. There are opportunities, but you're going from one corner straight to the next. Oh, excuse me. Okay, the GT3s are about to get lapped by the GT1s. There they are, coming around the start-finish straight themselves. Nice Chand in the pits, though. So, what tyres has he put on? He had a set of mediums. Look like a fresh set of mediums. No, he's gone for the hards for stint 2. See how he gets on with those, but that has dropped him to the back of the pack at the minute, but nobody else has come in for a pit stop yet. Here we go then, GR3s and GR1s all in a little bit of a muddle through here. So down to the GR1s to get round the GR3s cleanly. The positions have swapped as well. Watkins managed to find his way through into first, maybe just while they were cutting their way through the traffic. They were trying to get that position back though. Apache's properly involved. We've got who's that maniac trying to go through? Tyre Slayer. Trying to get positions back off the GT1s, but Dylan goes through. Manny goes through. Obi goes through. Real battles happening out on track then. Position swapping all over the place. Obi drops himself pretty much to the back of the GT1s. He has just made that position back up. Gets that one back off of Manny. GR3s just causing little roadblocks for these boys. Again, it's all about them making their way past the GT3s, not for the GT3s to get out of their way. Mocking Weeks then has found that top spot. Andy has pulled a little bit of time over Pilgrim, not quite enough to break the toe, but it's only going to take a tenth or two. And there it is, round turn 1. Straight in, gets it up to 1.2 seconds on a semi-worn set of medium tyres. Pilgrim second, he's now got a mirror full of Apache. Dylan is back up into 4th position. Obi 5th, Manny in 6th. Pilgrim then, he's going to be going defensive with Apache so close. And Apache's, again, just going to be a little bit careful. He's got Dylan pretty close to him as well. And it might just slow all 3 of them down. Now they go defensive and battle. And it is allowing Mockin to open this gap a little bit. It's up to 1.7 seconds. Ouch, my mouth. 2.1. He had a little look up the inside of Pilgrim through there, but would have been a messy move to go for. Look at this, Dylan all over the back of Apache running up here. I don't think he's going to go for a move into this turn. Pilgrim in the pits this lap. Apache getting a run. Dylan up the inside. Oh, he backs out of braking, but he's got too deep. Can he carry the speed out? Can he carry the speed out? He does just get himself in front of Dylan, does he? No, absolutely side by side, bumper to bumper. Towards the bus stop then. Someone's got to give here. Wobble on from both drivers, off track a little bit there for Apache. Looks that inside line though. Come out of this view. Goes defensive then, holds on to that position for the time being. Dylan just struggling to find his way past again. Tricky place to overtake Watkins. Go from a left into a right, into a left, into a right. Apache though leaving the door wide open there. Ooh. Maybe a little bit punchy, but he does back off. Goes to give Apache the position back, but Apache allows him to hold on to it. I think he knew he was going to be giving that position up pretty soon anyway. down there for Dylan. Tyres looking a bit worn out on his car though. Look at this out front, 5.3 seconds the gap then Watkins got. Tyres still with a little bit of life on them. Are we going to see anybody else? Dylan decides to come in. Apache comes in. Obi stays out. Manny stays out. Pilgrim came in last lap, so he's got a fresh set of mediums on board. Comes around at the start-finish line then. Where's everybody else going to come out in relation to him? Currently fourth. Let's see. Jump ahead of Dylan then, stays ahead of Apache, and then just the 3 drivers in front yet to pit. He's 26 seconds behind Mocking Weeks. I think Mocking Weeks might be safe to come in the pits and still hold that position when he comes out. Pit stops don't look too long here at Watkins. Mocking obviously quite happy with the feel of his tyres still. Through into second then with the pit stop starting. Manny third, Pilgrim fourth. That fresh set of tyres. Dylan, fresh set of tyres. He's gone for a set of hards, but he's found himself with a half a second penalty again. Apache out the pits. He's gone for another set of mediums for stint 2. Dazzler still on the hards. He's leading the GT3s then on those hards. Ice Champ on the hards he came out on. Looks like everybody else is coming behind him, so he regains 8th. He's 14 seconds behind GT3 leader Dazzler currently. Let's see if he can bring that down over the next few minutes. Oh, Captain Pugwash not stopped either, so he's gone for a set of hard tyres for stint 1. So not stopped yet himself. Nick Vick has come out, he's also gone for a set of hards. Campo's gone for the mediums for his second stint. Tyre Slayer has gone for the hards for his second stint. And Ricky J with a penalty on board and not taking on tyres or fuel. That could be Ricky J's race over. Mocking then, just making it look like easy work at the minute. Still a little bit of white left on those tyres. 8.3 seconds ahead of Obi. So coming up towards the pit entrance. Is he going to come in this lap? He's got plenty of fuel. He might opt to run another lap on those tyres if he risks it. If he still feels they've got plenty of grip. And he is. A little bit more time over Obi as well. 8.6 seconds as they come into turn 1. There is Obi, and he drops out of that fight. He throws himself in the pits this lap. Where's he going to come out? Pilgrim around that final corner, and he just taking on board fuel down towards turn 1 then. Pilgrim through to third. Yeah, Manny doesn't leave the pits just yet. Rolls through now. Apache's gone through. Dylan's gone through. Apache now finds himself with half a second penalty. Again, easy to do here. Easy to catch them in these curves and just run it a little bit too deep on some of them. Especially this bus stop here. More than likely the exit's going to catch you out. There you go, on the way in and on the way out. So Obi yet to stop, Mocking yet to stop. Gets himself around Nick Vick nice and cleanly. Very little white showing on that front left now. Is he going to opt for one more? Let's hook that pit lane coming in. So it looks like he might be coming in this lap. He is 7.5 seconds when he comes in. Obi will probably come in this lap as well though. Oh no, Obi's risking it for a biscuit for another lap. So takes the lead. Mockin second. Pilgrim down towards this final corner. Gets released now then. Pilgrim goes through turn one. It's a slow run down towards the pits though, towards the exit. Look how slow they're running in this pit lane. Oh, that must be killer. So from race lead to fifth then for Mockin with that pit stop. Dylan's stopped. Apache has stopped, Pilgrim has stopped, it is just Obi that hasn't. Again, almost out of that little white line. I can very well imagine he's going to come in this lap. But who knows, some of these drivers are maniacs and they like to drive around on no tread and no grip. If you're still making time on the drivers behind, why wouldn't you? Should come in this lap. We'll see when he comes around this corner. Staying over to that pit side of the circuit. Keeps himself in those yellow lines and into the pits he comes then. Pilgrim just down towards that final corner. See himself past his teammate. Tyres on then, just waiting on the fuel. Gets some release now. He's going to fall way down the order. Mockin goes through. Just hear him drive past. Manny drives past as well. And Pilgrim does get himself back into the front of the GT1 race. Dylan now second on his hard tyre. Apache third on the mediums. Mockin fourth on a set of hard tyres. Manny fifth on a set of mediums. A little bit of damage he's picked up. Obi leaves the pits, then a fresh set of mediums on board for him for his second stint. And then we jump into the GT3s. It is still Dazzler that leads. Ice Chand has brought that time down. It was 14 seconds. It's now 11.9, but I imagine there's an awful lot of tyre wear on both of their tyres. Not too bad. Ice Chand opting for that hard tyre for stint 2. But, Dazzler's looking a little bit bad. He's still opting to stick laps in though. Ice Chand is still bringing that time down. Captain Pugrosh as well went for hard tyres early on, so not stopped at all yet. Nick Vick out on a set of mediums, and then he's done his second stint on a set of hards. Campo's gone medium. Tyre Slayer's gone medium hard, and Ricky J has given this one up. Cleanly past Pugrosh then for Pilgrim. 5.6 seconds lead over Dylan. Apache just keeping within that slipstream range. No penalties that time for Dylan. Learns his lesson, I think. So what is he? 5.2 seconds behind Pilgrim. Hard tyres on versus mediums or semi-worn mediums. Can he make the hard tyres work? Can we have to slot his way through the GT3s then? Nick Vick coming up towards the penalty zone. Where is he? There he is. On second penalty, he's about to lose there then. Campo fires his way past. tricky for overtaking, and it's tricky for penalties then, obviously. Seeing a lot of drivers pick up penalties here. That's like in the pits then, getting rid of those hard tyres, taking on board fuel. First stop of the evening for him. So Pilgrim continues to lead, continues to pull a little bit of a gap over Dylan here as well. Quarter of a tank of fuel on board for Dylan. Sorry, for Pilgrim. Dylan looking very similar in terms of fuel. Just trying to get their way past. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's absolutely worked out in Apache's favour. Dylan looking for the way round Ice Chand there. Couldn't really decide which way round to go, and then took the outside line. Wasn't able to carry the speed, and Apache just slotted one straight up the inside where there was a tiny bit of a gap. And there was absolutely nothing Dylan could do then. So Apache into second, Dylan third. The gap between themselves and Pilgrim opens up a little bit more then. 6.1 seconds to the race leader. Back straight, not really long enough to make any kind of moves into turn one. Will allow you to close the gap. Again, difficult place to overtake. Look, so you come up here through a right, straight into a left, straight into a right. A little bit of a straight if you're in the right position here. You've got to be right under the rear wing of the driver in front of you. Go for the move into the bus stop. You've got to make it work before you get to the bus stop, otherwise it's going to be absolutely carnage. Again, these straights just not long enough to go for a move up the inside, so that's a right straight into a left. A little bit of a straight into another right. Yeah, difficult circuit to overtake. Here, no penalties for Dylan this lap. 9 of a second behind Apache then. Takes a 10th out of him through that corner. Takes another 10th out of him that corner. Apache's on that slightly faster tyre. Hard tyre on for Dylan then, medium tyre on for Apache. So Mockin in fourth then, hard tyres looking pretty good. Manny in fifth, mediums looking okay. Obi in sixth, still very good looking medium tyres, put those on only about 3 or 4 laps ago. So it's currently Campo leading the GT3s then. One set of mediums, quarter of a tank of fuel on board. Nick Vick in second, or almost out of fuel. He'll be coming in the pits this lap, I can imagine. Will he ditch the hard tyres or will he keep them on? Oh, swerves across track to get in the pit lane. Very late entrance from Nick Vick into the pits, but he's made it. To creep round on fumes. We'll have to take on board an awful lot of fuel now. We've got 20 minutes left of the race. Interested to know if he's gone for another set of hards or mediums that he thinks are going to last the race. I don't know. This Chand has just been in then, so he's just put in a fresh set of hard tyres, filled it with fuel, looking to run to the end of the race. Vic running slowly, so he's in 11th at the minute. coming past him. Okay, it's Pilgrim in the GT1s then. It's swamped as he comes out the pits a little bit here, Nick Vick. Pugwash in at 12th, wasn't able to get the move past him. And Ricky J sitting this one out, so half a second penalty on board from Pilgrim. He's messed it up somewhere. And that's Apache all over the back end of him. Oh no, he's got that turn wrong. Apache goes straight through to take that position off him. Thank you very much. Dylan goes through as well. Great big mistake then from Pilgrim. Tyres absolutely blown out here. It's costing him all sorts of time. So he's going to lose more time around this corner when his penalty gets lost. Weeks chopping chunks out of him, so taking seconds out of him per corner at the moment. It was 9 seconds, it's down to 7.5. Got to take that off his head in the head. Headphones pressing down on it. It's down to 6.5 then, Mocking. Really pressing. He's got plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres to last the end of the race. Needs to make it work then. Pilgrim into the pits this lap. Still got a little bit of fuel on board, but absolutely no tyres. So Mockin's going to easily take that position off of him. Manny's also going to come through and take that position, although he might have to come in for another set of tyres before the end of the race. And Obi also getting past him. Throwing it all in the bin then, Pilgrim. So back to the GT3's Campo. Fuel light just starting to flash, so you might see him in at the end of this lap. Tyre Slayer, what's his tyres and fuel looking like? Quarter of a tank. He still needs a little bit of fuel then to last the rest of the race. Hard tyres not looking too bad, but I'm sure he'll probably have another set on before the end, especially as he's coming in for fuel anyway. Dazzler's come out on a set of mediums, so went hard tyres from the start. Should have enough tyres and fuel to last him the rest of the race. We'll see how he gets on with that. Ice Chand just put on a fresh set of mediums, plenty of fuel on, running to the end. Same for Nick Vick, he's got enough fuel on. He's found himself with another penalty here, half a second. Captain Pugwash in 12th then. Tyres not looking too bad, mediums. Can he get past Nick Vick here with that penalty loss? Chasing him down towards the right-hander, but it's not to be, I don't think. Nick Vick holds on to it. Okay, top two are back in the pits this lap then. Apache in, Dylan in. Taking on fuel and tyres, the pair of them. Okay, where does that put everyone else? Mocking Weeks straight through to the lead of the race. Interesting to see how much of a gap he's got by the time everybody else is out the pits. 2.4 currently between himself and Manny. He may well see Manny in before the end of this race. 15 minutes remaining, just over. Whether his tyres and fuel will last quite that long. Obi goes through to take third then. Dylan just leaving the pits. Apache also leaving the pits right behind him. Medium tyres on for both drivers. A little bit more fuel on board for Apache. Again, Dylan finds himself with a half a second penalty straight away. That could work straight in Apache's favour. Pilgrim out the pits now. Fresh set of mediums and half a tank. It's a long way down, unfortunately. 6 seconds behind Apache. 33 seconds behind Mocking Weeks race leader. Okay, Campo coming in the pits this lap then. Absolutely out of fuel. Tyre Slayer should take that position off him, coming around that last corner right about now. That's right behind the Tyre Slayer's coming in the pits though, his tyres worn out. Looking for a little bit of fuel. So it's Dazzler that goes through then. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres on for him. Where's Ice Chand? A little the way down at the minute. Whether he gets back out in front of Campo and Tyre Slayer, we'll have to wait and see. He's not coming in. Plenty of fuel and tyres to the end of the race for Ice Chand. Okay, Mockin and Manny have both come in at the end of this lap as well, have they? I'm surprised Mockin's come in, to be perfectly honest. Maybe he's just come in for a set of mediums, no fuel. Chand then second in the GT3s, but still 20 seconds behind Dazzler. He's on a hard tyre versus Dazzler's mediums, but those mediums will be absolutely blown out by the end of this race. Maybe working in Ice Chand's favour. We'll have a look. Campo back out the pits, fresh set of mediums on board, just over half a tank. Tyre Slayer just trying to stay out of the way of the GT1s then. Fresh set of mediums, plenty of fuel on board for him. Captain Pugwash. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres to last him till the end. Nick Vick, plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres, and the end. Ricky J sitting this one out. Okay, so Mockin Weeks getting rid of those hards, sticking on a set of mediums, but he has relinquished the lead to Obi. Now, Obi has probably got just about enough fuel to last the rest of the race. Whether his tyres allow him to do that is another matter altogether. What have we got? 13 minutes left. There's a 9-second gap between Obi and Mockin in second. A fresh set of tyres as well. Faster tyre on board for Mockin. Oh, sorry, no, they're both on the medium, but it is a brand new fresh set for Mockin. He should be able to take chunks of time out of Obi-Wan's laps. We'll keep an eye on that. Dylan into third, but again, another penalty he's found himself with, another half a second. Apache in fourth. Manny not too far behind him, 5.7 seconds back. Pilgrim getting himself back in the fight then, just 1.1 seconds behind Manny. Starting to get a bit hot again in the GT1 class, the gap's closing up a little bit. There's Dazzler, was 20 seconds ahead of Ice Chand, now 21 seconds ahead of Ice Chand. So opening that gap up. Another 9 seconds back to Campo. Another 7.3 back to Tyre Slayer here. Captain Pugwash in 11th, Nick Vick in 12th. 10 seconds gap between those two as well. 9 seconds between Obi and Mockin is down to 6.5. 11.5 minutes remaining. Mockin still just got to be a little bit cautious of Dylan and Apache and everyone else behind him. They have also come in for fresh tyres. Again, Dylan just seems to be finding these penalties everywhere. This is your punishment. They weren't happy with that 6 seconds you got last week. They thought they'd give you some more this week. So they should. Just keep an eye on this time coming down at the front then. It's down to less than 5 seconds between Mockin and Obi. You'll be able to see him on circuit before you know it. There it is. There he is. 7 seconds the gap. Starting to run out of time though. 10.5 minutes. Tyres looking great on Mockin Week's car compared to Obi's. Still, they've got life left in them. They will continue to drive round until they are pretty much red all over. Make you a little bit slower into some of these corners, but he is losing time still. It's down to 3.9 seconds. Gap opening up behind as well. Dylan 5 seconds behind him now. Again, just finding penalties all over the place, Dylan. Little half a second, which is just slowing him down. I think Apache's picking the odd one up here as well. There you go, Dylan just found himself with another one then. I don't think Apache's quite close enough to make it work. Use that to his advantage. Not quite at the minute. It's another second out of the time then. The gap's down to almost 2.5 seconds between first and second. 9 minutes left on the clock. Board with race leader Obi. Looking back, there is Mocking Weeks getting ever closer. Down to 2.3 seconds. GR1 Toyota getting slightly bigger every time he rounds a corner. Gap down to less than 2 seconds, then 1.6 through the uphill hairpin. Chase is on then. What have we got? Just over 8 minutes. We've got 1.5 seconds to try and take out of Obi-Wan here. Gap down to 1.2. These are the corners that Obi's struggling on. Just having to let off that throttle for an awful long time. Whereas Mocking braking straight back on the throttle. Look at this, closing up on Obi-Wan now then on the start finish straight. I don't think he's going to be close enough to go for a move here. Might be brave though, Mocking. Oh, he's right under the rear wing of Obi here though. Maybe up towards the bus stop. We'll jump on board with Mocking. Goes defensive, hugging that inside right hand line, but Mocking switches. Oh, he tried to switch back up the inside, not quite able to make that work. Oh no, he's had to take a no, and reset to track. No, that's going to be Dylan. There you go, all over him, sends him into the wall as well. No, that's not what we want to see. That is not what we want to see. So that's pretty much, unless Obi's tyres blow out or he spins it into a wall, that's pretty much handed him the race. What have we got? 7 minutes left. He's got 7.2 seconds lead. Dylan with his next penalty. Just loses it there. Apache does get past him this time. Can he hold on to that second? Looks like Dylan is also just hanging about, waiting for Mocking Weeks as well. He's decided it was a little bit brutal of him to send the Mocking Weeks like that, so he stops, gives him that position back. Doesn't help Mocking Weeks out so much though. It only gives him that one position back. He's in obviously no position to chase down race lead now. We've got 6 minutes remaining, and there's now between Mocking Weeks and race leader, there's 13.2 seconds and an Apache in the way. Penalty on board for Obi though. Not looking too flustered in that cockpit at the minute. Tyre wear not stressing him out too much. We'll see when it gets a little bit loose into some of these corners whether he starts chopping at the wheel or not. Plenty of time to play with at the minute. 5 seconds between himself and Apache. Mocking Weeks 6.8 seconds down then in third. Dylan not too far behind him, just 0.5 second back in fourth. Manny as well closed that gap back up, 1.1 seconds behind Dylan in fifth. And Pilgrim not too far off the back either, 2.1 seconds off the back of Manny, 2.2 sorry in sixth. Okay, so Dazzler's tyres, we've got 5 minutes left to race on. They're looking pretty beaten up that front left. Campo is 20 seconds behind him. What's happened to Ice Chand? Is he coming for another set of tyres? I think he must have. So Campo in second in the GT3s, then Tyre Slayer third in the GT3s. Ice Chand, yeah, he dropped off his hards and stuck on a set of mediums then. He's in fourth. Fifth place for Captain Pugwash in the GT3s. Sixth for Nick Vic 007. And Ricky J sitting the end of this race out. Okay, Obi loses his penalty, loses all sorts of time to Apache. He's got 4 minutes remaining, but that front left is pretty much dead. He's going to have to really watch it in some of these corners now. Apache's going to be all over the back of him come the end of this lap. Plenty of life left in his medium tyres. Wide there for Obi. Yeah, Mocking Weeks and Dylan a little bit too far back to fight for those positions. Dylan's too busy picking up penalties anyway. Look at this. Obi finds himself with a half a second penalty. He's going to have to lose that down here. Apache's already up the inside of him. Out the exit of the hairpin and through to race lead. Apache goes. Now he's got 3.5 minutes to fend off anybody else. His tyres are looking good. His fuel's looking good. Obi's in no position to chase him down with those tyres. Mocking Weeks and Dylan are closing that gap back up, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. Mocking Weeks might get it that way, get that position back off of Obi. I say that, he's absolutely stomping around this circuit. 3 minutes remaining. He's got the gap between himself and race leader back down to 4.1 seconds. Got to get his way past Obi first though. Coming up to the same place where it all went wrong for these two last time. He's having a look at the inside. Is he this time into the bus stop? He is. Through he goes cleanly this time. Mocking into second then. 4.4 seconds behind race leader. 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 20. Apache just getting tangled up with Ice Chand there, one of the GT3s. Might just slow him down a little bit. It has done enough to take a 10th out of his time. But they are slowly running out of time here. 2 minutes left on the race timer. They are going to see 2 more laps maybe. No, this might be when they cross the line. It might be final lap. Gap at 4.2 then between this man and Mocking Weeks. Dylan in third, right behind Mocking. Just gets away past Ice Chand himself. Manny in fourth. Tyres looking good again. Almost out of fuel, but this should become last lap. Obi in fifth. Just getting swamped there at the end. Those tyres just not working out for him. Losing penalties as well at the end. Pilgrim a long way down as well. Soft tyres. He's had a mistake on that previous lap. He's almost out of fuel as well. But again, it is final lap now. Dazzler leading the way in the GT3s. This might even be final lap for these boys. Not even sure whether they're going to get to the line to see another lap here. Nice Chan 10. Captain Pugwash in the pits. Having to stick a set of tyres on for a single lap here. Does that help Nick Vick out? He does get across the line to start a new lap, but whether there is Nick Vick going around the corner as Ice Chand just comes, as Captain Pugwash just comes out the pits. Ricky J leaves the pits now as well to finish his final lap. And it is going to be Apache that takes the win here if he doesn't smash Dazzler off the track. Down towards this final corner then for P1 Apache. It was hard fought, but he has come through to take the win here. Look at this, look how close Mocking Weeks was at the end, 1.1 seconds, but a win on the board for Apache. Mocking Weeks just 1.1 second behind him by the time they crossed the line. Maybe 1 or 2 more laps, he might have had a chance. Dylan takes third, then Manny takes fourth. Obi is going to come home in fifth. line. Pilgrim not too far behind him in the end. Did find himself with a penalty by the time he crossed the line, but 6th for him. Dazzler taking 7th then, or 1st in the GT3s. 8th for Campo, or 2nd in the GT3s. 3rd or 9th for Tyre Slayer. 10th or 4th for Ice Chand. 11th or 5th for Nick Vick. If they get across the line like this. Just taking that position off of Captain Pugwash. Captain Pugwash, he should have stayed out. He should have just done a dodgy lap on a dodgy tyre. Would have stayed in 10th. Stayed in 11th, sorry, but no. He decided to come in on that final lap. And Nick Vick squeezed his way by to take that 11th off you. And look, you ended up 12th and a penalty on board as well. Ricky J already crossed the line then. Again, not getting on well here at Watkins Glen in the Supra, so we saw him in the pits at the sort of halfway mark, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Not all the drivers get on with all the cars or all the tracks. And, you know, if you've had enough, well, that's it. Turn it off. You know, don't turn it off because it can really upset the lobbies, but just stick yourself in the pits and just hang about. Let everyone else have a clean race. But yeah, there it is. Official results then. Apache taking the win tonight. Mocking Week's 2nd, but again, just a 2nd behind him in the end. Thought it was going to be a little bit further back, but not to be for Mocking Week's tonight. Dylan taking 3rd, Manny 4th, Obi 5th, Pilgrim 6th, Dazzler 7th. Sticking on those hard tyres for stint 1, obviously working out for him. Campo taking 8th, Tyre Slayer 9th, Ice Chan 10th, Nick Vick in 11th, Captain Pugwash 12th, and Ricky J in 13th. And yeah, we lost Skippy. When the first lobby got killed, we didn't do it. It just killed. Just like that. That's exactly what happened. It just everyone got oofed. We never saw him again, so Skippy didn't see round 6, unfortunately. But yeah, there it is. Done and dusted. So 2 more weeks left. Rounds 7 and 8 coming up. Same time, same place next week on Sunday, and we are back with rounds 7 and 8 of the Toyota Corolla GR League as well on Thursday. So that's the little Corollas that are a handful of fun and a handful of handbrake around most of the corners as well, by the looks of it, if they're a bit tight. So yeah, that's coming up Thursday night at 9 o'clock, and again, same time, same place next week for the next round of this. Outside of that, people, I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.